Okay guys, this is Cruise Roy with the Century Predator gasser. It's got a Hansen 231. Carburetor issues with it. It seems to get warm and I can't pump the fuel. Not that I want to do this, but here's the old carb still hooked up. Here's a brand new WT 643 carb in the package. I'm just going to use it. It was another one of my spares. I told you I tried 3. This is number 4 that I purchased in a lot. Tried different models, a 990, 643. I think this one here is the 990. I'm not sure without looking at the right numbers. So I'm going to replace this. I got the isolator already on with the Teflon gasket tightened down. I blew through all the lines are fine. So let me start by getting the carb out. Not that I want to waste another carburetor. I think this heli's got other issues, but so first off, we don't need an idle screw. Bear with me with my mid-shift camera mount holding device. I'm going to take the screw out. Don't need the idle screw. What I want to do, I'll set these to a few guys on the forums settings here. The lower needles are small, the high needle is the larger needle here. So I want to count. This one was already seated, the low. Not already seated, it was like 1 turn. So on the low, I'm going to come out 1 3/8. I mean 1 3/8 turns. So this will be 1, and this is like 1 1/4. So I'll put it in just a wee bit more. Here's the high needle. Let's turn this one in. And this one here should be 1 1/4 turns out. So right now that's 0. That's 1. And 1 1/4 right there. Alright, so I removed the idle screw, set the needles, Teflon isolator. I'm also going to have to put the throttle arm on for the servo, but I want to check a few other things. But here's the gasket. I don't have a Teflon one for this carburetor, so I'll just use the paper one, and I'm going to continue using the choke style air cleaner holder here. So I have a choke. The gasket still looks pretty good. There's no holes or anything. Alright. Place the carburetor. I'm just doing this. I don't think it's going to help. Whatever issue this bird's having, I think it just doesn't have a good cooling fan. I know other people have the Predator gasser. I bought this used sat on a shelf more than it did anything else. Besides one time I flew for about 5 minutes and it crashed because I lost the battery connection. I strapped the battery now, I have a little better battery setup. Do a little equal pressure here. Nice and tight. Alright, choke works. I can put the air cleaner on in a little bit. But now it's just setting up, changing hoses. I blew through all the hoses, they're fine. And I got to reset up my servo arm. So I'm going to turn the camera off for a minute and I'll come back when I'm complete. Okay guys, the brand new WT 643 is on the Hanson motor now with my choking device. I just got to hook up the fuel lines. I set the high and low needles already before I put the carb on. This is the return line. Carburetor is all torqued down, and I put the plumbing back together in the tank. I put the servo control arm back on. So I guess now it's just time to see if she'll start up again at those needle settings, and it's like starting from scratch again. So I'm going to try to do this, and maybe I'll do it without the air cleaner so I can see the screws. It's not a real dry day today, it's a little moisture out there, so I'm going to fill it with some 30-to-1 with Klotz oil, and we'll give it a fire up. We'll see what happens. I'm going to take the blades off for now so it's not free spinning. Well, it doesn't have the blades in my way, and we'll run it. Alright, I'll turn my midshift camera back on when I get it all set up. Okay guys, this is Cruise Rory again with Predator Gasser. New carburetor, fuel lines, everything's on here. Let me push the bulb, see if I can get fuel up. This hasn't had fuel in it, so it was bone dry carburetor, brand new out of a package. WT 643, it's doing the same thing, leaves a little air pocket at the top. Alright, now I'm going to set it on the ground and start it, and I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, this is a Predator Gasser running with the new carburetor, no air cleaner, just running for a little bit. I want to see what happens, but she's got a good run here. Trying to get the idle set and the throttle arm set properly. Down, and it's hard without the blades on there for weight, but I'm going to let it run for a while, see if it overheats sitting there real quickly, and then maybe we'll try a flight. I'll be back. Okay, this is Cruise Roy. She's been running for about 5 minutes now. The bulb's full of fuel. Maybe that's all it was a bad carb, or maybe it was a little loose, had a leak somewhere. I'm not sure, but I'm going to give it a try in flying it. Let me gas it up a little bit for you. I don't know what that, I didn't change the settings. I got them at, what I said, 1 1/4 turn and 1 3/8 turn. I don't know if that's what they mean by 4 cycling. But I'm going to put on the blades and give it a try, see what happens. This is Cruise Roy, and I'm out of here.